Hi, my name is Ana Afifah binti Muhammad Sharif and I am the group leader for Group 11. And my group has chosen the topic, the practice of cyberbullying in social media among the community. So ethic is known as a moral philosophy, which is the discipline centered around the idea of what is morally right and wrong, virtue and vice, and even justice and crime. On the other hand, social media has been around and advancing as time passed by for almost a couple of decades now. It has become a part of a daily routine in every individual's life, and it has also become a new custom or trend to emerge and progress as the year passed by for both good and bad. So this is one of the reasons why we have to talk about cyberbullying. These topics are something that we are going to discuss in order to gain knowledge from it for our own benefit when using the internet, specifically saying social media. One of the viral issues that has really that is actually under cyberbullying is actually during June 2021, where an issue of cyberbullying went viral on social media, specifically saying on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, where a family named Mamurung in Indonesia was face shamed when they were live streaming on YouTube. The Manurung family has a rare genetic condition known as a Treasure Collins, which causes abnormalities on an individual's head, facial structure due to the underdevelopment of facial bones such as jawline and cheekbones. During the live stream, the family was happily celebrating their first month on YouTube. Mostly the audience were also happy for their family achievement and were enjoying the live stream. However, the happy environment instantly turns into cyberbullying when number of irresponsible individuals starts face shaming the family by spamming frog emojis in the comment section to mock their appearance and relating it with a frog. This issue gets more viral after a girl shared her reaction towards the incident in a short video through her TikTok. Most people who watch the video fully supports the Munurung family that are against cyberbullying. So the big question is, what are the factors that contribute to cyberbullying in social media, and why is it important for us to understand the factors of cyberbullying that occurs among the community? These are the topics that we are going to discuss in order to gain knowledge from it and for our own benefit when using the internet, specifically saying social media.
Hi, my name is Hasmitra, and I will be talking about the first two factors of why cyberbullying occurs. So the first factor that we'll be talking about is the lack of empathy amongst the cyberbullies. As we all know, the internet is a place where there's huge opportunities for users to hide their identities. But when it comes to a cyberbully's mind, they could use this for their advantage in order to bully other people across the internet. An example of a situation is where they would bully someone through any social media platforms. Any serious problem occurs, they would simply just escape virtual world and continue doing their daily routines, keep living their lives as if nothing really happened. The more that this occurs, the more that they feel the adrenaline rush to do it again and again. This makes them feel a whole lot more superior. With this superiority in their heads, they have the need and they are motivated to do more. So once they do this more, they don't seem to feel any sense of innocence or remorse for the victims who get cyberbullied. Now, the second factor that we'll be talking about is self-loathing. Self-loathing is simply defined as the hatred of oneself. Some victims of cyberbullying, they feel that they don't really deserve good things anymore after being bullied on the internet. When they feel like they don't deserve a lot of good things in life, they choose to find it easier to repeat the cycle of the cyberbullying. In most situations, some victims have the admiration for the older cyberbullies, for the strength that they hold and the power they have to shut everyone down from the internet. And with that, the new cyberbullies would find new ways to hunt down these new victims with the sense of greed and the need for power.
I will explain about the factors of cyberbullying in social media among the community. Factors: lack of ethical knowledge. Lack of ethical knowledge when using social media is a factor that leads to cyberbullying. In addition, when they regularly spend time using social media, the impact can subconsciously lead to addiction and a loss of self-control. New hobbies that are able to gain popularity through social media are able to influence others. For example, cyberbullies are addicted to bullying with the aim of creation entertainment that can be enjoyed with friends. They feel great after posting a pictures or videos that can lead to high controversy and able to grab attention. They slowly become blinded by what they are doing. Factors: lack of attention. Next, lack of attention either from family or friends. Social media is a platform that full of entertainment and sharing of various personal information where cyberbully can take the opportunity to find new victims. Keeping that garage in mind where they tend to lash out on other people on social media where they come off as aggressive. For example, on Facebook, where opinions are not easily accepted as well as can trigger fights and the worst things, insults are thrown easily. To add on, cancel culture is a dark but overpowering trend where a person is accused of any controversial topic but at most times without any proper proof or false information has been given.
Hello, my name is Arvi Viswam and today I'm going to be talking about factor number 5, which is envy towards other social media users. So some people tend to get jealous or envious towards people of their similar age range or someone who is on a different age range of them compared to them. They are more successful and they are doing better in their lives, and they will often try to negate those feelings of envious or jealousy by trying to bring those other people down. And some of the ways that those people are using to try and bring down those other peoples are by simply posting hurtful comments or mean comments towards those other successful people in hopes to try and lower down their confidence levels and to hopefully try to bring them down in general. Apart from that, they will also try to become very harshful critics in the sense that they will try to find every single mistake or every single small mistake that the successful person is doing in hopes to try and cancel them or attract some negative attention towards them to hopefully try and belittle them and lower their confidence level and try to just make them feel bad about themselves and make them feel down. Some people would even go out of their way to start posting contents of themselves directly opposing the point of view of the successful person in hopes to try and divide the attention or divide the audience and maybe even try to attract even more negative attention towards them by opposing every single one of their point of views in hopes to try and gather attention for themselves and try to take away the attention from all the successful people to sort of create like a division of audience in hopes to try and lower down the confidence levels of the successful people.
In this part, we will talk about the effects of the practice of cyberbullying in social media among the community. According to the website cyberbullying.org, research has confirmed that in 2021, the highest participation rates in cyberbullying consists of the youth, specifically 14 to 15 years of age. The victim has to face experience in dealing with stress and even worse, which is depression. That is the result of online bullying. The slight exposure to such harassment will inevitably have a negative impact on the mental health of a person, and they are unable to distinguish which is right and wrong. In fact, can endanger the life of an individual, whether cut up in a case such as suicide or self-harm. To keep this case under control, community are strongly urged to learn basic ethical values in social media. Next, the effects of the bullies act on the victim, where they begin to have low self-esteem. For example, the victim get harassed because of their looks or physical appearance, where the bully starts criticizing the victims either in terms of calling them names, making fun with their skin color, and body shaming them. This will cause them to have low level of self-confidence. Sometimes, low self-esteem is not only related to appearance but also associated with a person's level of confidence in general. With all of these aspects combined, make a person feel uncomfortable or even embarrassed to appear in public because they do not want to be criticized by society just as they are judged in the virtual world.
Third effect, which is losing interest in life. What I mean by this, or what we all mean by this, is whenever we're posting all of our contents online and we get hurtful or hateful or mean comments, we will start associating that specific content or hobby that we are doing with that negative emotions. And our way to sort of solve that is by if you stop putting out those kind of content, we will not get those hateful comments or the negative emotions. And as for effect number 4, we would be in a constant state of stress. As we all know, stress is a very dangerous thing if not taken care properly. For example, whenever we are very stressed with ourselves, we will always tend to forget to take proper care of ourselves, which could lead to us developing a lot of very bad and negative habits. One of them being our eating habits. Whenever we are stressed, we would tend to either overeat or not eat enough, which is both of them, which isn't really a good thing to have. For example, whenever we eat too much, we could start gaining weight and have obesity, which could lead to many different health problems, and we will also start not we will also start to have some body confidence issues, which isn't really a good thing in the sense that it could make us get depressed and sad about ourselves. And also, on the other hand, aside from that, not having proper meals or eating less will lead to us having less energy, which will lead to us being unable to focus properly or not be able to have enough energy to do certain tasks or chores effectively and efficiently, which could also lead to us being unfit in general to do anything. And aside from that, whenever we are stressed, our brain will also start to be on overdrive and think about many different things, which could lead to us having insomnia, which is a sleeping disorder. So whenever we are stressed, our brain will start thinking about many different things at once, and whenever we're trying to rest or take a nap, we want our brain to sort of have peace of mind and rest. But whenever we're in stress, we will not be able to think properly or think clearly, which will lead to us not being able to have proper rest or proper sleep, leading to us being sleep deprived. Which us being sleep deprived will lead to us not being able to do tasks or chores properly due to us being very tired. We will also be very unfit in the sense that we cannot really work properly because our body is too tired. From that, whenever we are sleep deprived, our bodily functions and motor skills will not be able to properly work, which will lead to us being very unfit and too tired to do anything that we want to do, which will not allow us to achieve anything that we want to achieve.
The fifth effect is where victims would involve themselves in bad habits. The first reason of why cyberbullying victims might end up in doing these bad habits would be because of the bullies themselves influencing them to involve themselves in these bad habits. Some of the examples of bad habits would be smoking, taking drugs, and also the consumption of alcohol. The second reason why they would involve themselves in bad habits would be because they are suffering from lots of pressure and stress from the issues that they're facing in social media platforms. Without finding any possible way to escape, they choose to turn to drugs or alcohol to make them forget. The final effect of cyberbullying would be victims ending up in a really bad state. As discussed in the earlier points, victims would undergo mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety. So when a victim undergoes these mental illnesses, they would also bring along with them behavioral issues. One of the examples would be isolation from family, friends, and also loved ones. They choose to separate themselves from everyone that they've ever known in order to avoid embarrassment or shame. They also do not want to damage anybody else's reputation when seen with them. Cyberbullying victims also tend to appear as more reserved, where they would hide their emotions and go as far as to bottle everything up without telling anyone about how they feel or what they've gone through. Cyberbullying victims also experience a huge drop in attention span. When a victim's attention span drops, this also affects their reaction time, where it would decrease drastically. Victims would also have the sense of worthlessness in living their lives or doing anything they would want to do. So the more they ponder in these feelings of worthlessness or regret or remorse, the easier for the victims to consider ending their life. This is where victims would consider suicide.